Bullying is an issue that can affect any child, but from talking to parents, we know that children with special educational needs and disabilities can be more vulnerable.
I think communication is a vital point once you've had the conversation and made your plans, is that everybody who's involved with that child, I mean, we're in a small school, so that's very easy, but if you're in a big school or a secondary school where those children might see 6 or 7 different teachers in a day, that everybody who needs to know the plan and how to deal with a situation and what support those children need, that's happened. And I mean,
in this episode of our podcast series looking at practical tips and advice on working towards resolving bullying, we talk about positive strategies that could be included within a plan and ways of helping your child feel supported. To gather these tips, we spoke to Helen and Samantha.
Hi, my name is Helen Namby. I'm currently the deputy head in a small school where I'm also the Senko, but in the last...
Helen is a deputy head and Senko in a mainstream primary school, and over the last 20 years has worked in large and smaller school settings.
And I worked with some Year 7 children in Canada.
My name is Samantha Griffiths. I'm the head teacher at the same school that Helen works in. Helen's my deputy.
Samantha has worked in large and small primary schools over 20 years, as well as community schools. She's also acted as a consultant for the borough
and worked with schools that have demanded intensive support.
I mean, that's something as a school we need to make sure we're doing, and as a parent that you need to ask.
And to make sure that the staff are aware and looking for any signs of bullying as well. That's something that we do.
And that's worth asking when you go to that meeting, is how will all of their teachers, if it's appropriate for your child at that point, but how will all the teachers know, or the people who look after my child know?
And in your experiences, what kind of strategies to tackle bullying have worked really well?
One of the other things that we've done in the past in some of the schools we've worked in is that there's been other opportunities available for, because it's often dinner times and play times and those unstructured times when those things happen. So we've had things like quiet rooms or rooms where children can go and play games together that have been available for children to go and choose or be encouraged, if that's what you deem is a way forward in your meeting, to go and be part of there, to be away from what is the situation currently. And that's worked really well, hasn't it?
I've heard that actually role-playing situations before they happen can really help children.
We've certainly got little groups that work together we've got some highly skilled TAs that work with small groups of children, practicing those social situations and rehearsing what you might do if somebody does this to you or how you might react. So we've got little groups like that run in school.
And it's for children as well with special needs that with communication and understanding, is that they really need that kind of support, because sometimes what they see is or perceive as being bullying is somebody else's way of their play, but they don't quite understand it, so they sometimes need the support and the tools to help them through that. And that's where the choice of how to play at lunch times is. Some of our children might choose Lego, for instance, or something that they can play more quietly with a friend, and that suits their way of play, because the playground can be quite an intimidating place for a lot of children. It's a big wide open space, isn't it? And so to have some choice, if you can manage choice in school.
Are there things that can be put into place to help children report incidents in the future?
At your meeting, that's one of the things that you might want to discuss with the teacher or whoever it is you're talking to, is about who's going to go to who is it that if your child's feeling stressed, who do they go to, so that it's very clear that if I'm having trouble, I know I go in and I can see
the go-to person,
whoever it is that's been decided, and that's spoken through with parents and with children, and that you choose the most appropriate adult, so that it's really clear. If I'm having trouble, I know what I've got to do, and practice that through. I mean, some of our children, we practice that through, and we do say which door you walk through, and how you get to that support quickly.
And we do say to our children, really, that it doesn't matter who they go to as long as they go to somebody, because they might not necessarily want to come and speak to me.
And are there any good ways that parents can reassure their children to help them feel supported while the bullying issues are getting resolved?
Certainly having had, and I can speak for most of our staff, I think that everybody's had some kind of bullying experiences of their own, that every one of us felt that by telling an adult it'd probably get worse, but that's the whole message is that if you talk to adults, things will get better.
Thanks for listening today. We hope you enjoyed this Contact a Family podcast. For more information on supporting your child through bullying issues, visit our website at www.cafamily.org.uk/bullying. And if you'd like to speak to one of our parent advisors, you can call our free helpline on 0808 808 3555. And that's open from Mondays to Fridays from 9:30 a.m. until 5 p.m. Contact a Family is a member of the SEND anti-bullying programme led by the Anti-Bullying Alliance. And for more information, you can visit www.anti-bullyingalliance.org.uk.